Hi, Julia Dean here with Culinary Works. We are working on our Eat Your Veggies series, and there was a lot of great feedback when I did the kale pesto pizza the other day. So I thought I would kind of do this video for you guys and kind of give you a sense of what the videos are like on my Julia's Video Cookbook on my website that you could just download. Some of them are for free, some of them are like $6.95, some are $9.95, so it's kind of a big mix of pricing. But nonetheless, I thought we would go ahead and get this kale pesto pizza going for you guys. So first thing we have to do is make the pesto. So for the kale pesto, I like the lacinato kale. I grow this a lot in my garden, and I just feel like this is just, I don't know, easy to work with, and I really like this one. So I took these off of the stem already, and this one I'm just going to show you what I do to take off the stem. So just kind of, just do that. Just kind of pull it off the stem, just like I did there. So I'll kind of show you again, kind of break it in half there, pull it off the stem, pull it off the stem. If for some reason, you got some of the thick stem, then just kind of pull it off, just like that. It's, really not much of a big deal. So, this is one bunch of kale. I have 2 garlic cloves. I don't know, I might need one more, we'll see. Looks pretty good here. I'm just gonna kind of break it up a little bit with my hand, just before it goes into this food processor here. Okay. So, that's all gonna go in. So sometimes I've added like arugula to it. You could add basil as well. But today we're just going to go with the regular just kale. And our garlic cloves in here. Might also need just olive oil just to at least get it going. This is just extra virgin olive oil. Pesto is really all about just kind of the consistency that you want, right? And it's more olive oil than you would think. All right, so I'm going to turn this on. It's going to be a little bit loud. Okay, yeah, good, getting there. Just going to scrape it down with our spatula here. I do have some toasted almonds here. So you could use almonds, you could use pine nuts, kind of either way. So I'm just going to take a handful of almonds here. And I think that's plenty. A handful's fine. I'm going to add some more olive oil because it definitely needs a little bit more. It's the kind of thing, like I just said earlier, like don't think about measuring. You just add it. So a little bit of salt because the cheese is going to have salt, so we really don't need a lot. The pepper. Definitely want the pepper. Okay, so let's process this up. We're going to scrape it down. We're going to start to add some cheese. It's really kind of just as simple as this. So I'm going to use Romano cheese. You could use Parmesan. I kind of like Romano a little bit better. Romano is sheep's milk, right? Parmesan is cow, just in case you didn't know that. But I'm a fan of Romano. I like Parmesan too, don't get me wrong, but I kind of like, I like that one. And we're going to add some lemon too. You definitely kind of do need the lemon because the lemon really kind of just gives it that little bit of height. I mean, the kale is so strong and a little bitter, so bitter, but it's just rich, right? So half a lemon there. Should be plenty of lemon, but the lemon just definitely gives it that little extra depth of flavor. Alright, so I'm going to add some olive oil right through the tube. A little more cheese. Crazy, it's so loud. Okay, but look at that consistency. All right. You want your pestos loose. Like, don't hesitate with your olive oil. Because sometimes people they get afraid of using too much olive oil. In general, like, don't be afraid. Just use it like it's water. I know, it's funny, but it's true. I mean, let's give it a taste. I'll just kind of take a look here. Let me just show you guys, right? Gonna see that. It matches my shirt a little bit. Okay. Give this a taste. That's great. I mean, no more than half a lemon, right? That was one bunch of kale, half a lemon, probably quarter, third of a cup of the cheese, and a handful of almonds, and lots of olive oil, right? And some pepper, a little bit of salt. So this looks great. I'm going to pour it into the bowl here, and then I'm going to show you how we assembled our kale pesto pizza. Hi, we're back with our kale pesto here, and now we're going to assemble our pizza. So this is one of those Cauliflower crusts that you guys have probably seen. You can buy them, they're frozen. I think these are great, especially like for during the week when you want pizza. Okay, so I have a piece of parchment paper. We're going to assemble it on the parchment. We're going to pick up the parchment and put the parchment in the oven with the crust. So that's kind of your transfer there. We're going to start with spreading on our pesto here that we just made, you guys saw. We'll definitely end up with some extra, which is nice because you can use it. Sometimes I put it like on, a nice piece of fresh bread with a little bit of fried egg, or even like a little piece of turkey or two for a quick lunch, like kind of open face. All right, a little bit. I like a lot on mine, but you can put as much as you want on yours. Pizzas are an individual thing, right? Okay. All right, so that looks really good so far. Spready spread all over. Okay. All right, so I have some sauteed onions here. So all I did with the onions was slice them up, and then made them. I put them in a saute pan with a little bit of olive oil and butter, a tiny pinch of sugar, and some salt. And then just let them cook for a while so they kind of caramelized and got nice and soft and yummy and a little bit brown. So, all right, here goes our cheese. And again, this is kind of a personal thing, so it depends on how much cheese you like. I like a lot of cheese on mine, and I like mine like kind of gooey, like, soft and melty. My husband kind of likes his a little bit more crunchy. Now the onions are going to go on. Little pieces of onion here. The onions add a lot of nice yummy flavor, especially when they're caramelized, that have a little bit of sweet to them. All right. Looks good. So if you liked, you could add a little bit of balsamic vinegar or something to your onions if you like it. That's up to you. Okay, so I have some fresh kale here. So this is just some chopped up kale I did a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and just a little touch of olive oil. So we're going to put that on the top. We're going to go with a little bit of Romano cheese on top of that. Just a couple pieces there. Just because why not? Because it looks good. All right, so here's the before, right? What do you think? It looks like a pretty kind of healthy pizza there. Looks pretty good. All right, we're going to stick it in the oven. It's going to be it's either 425 regular or 400 convection. I have mine on convection, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to put it towards the bottom, like the bottom third of the oven, and then we'll take a peek when it comes out. So we just transferred the leftover kale to a little container here, but you do want to put a little layer of olive oil on the top because that will kind of help seal it in a way. So just like nice little thin layer of olive oil right on top. And then when you put it in the fridge, make sure that you put it in the fridge like level so that it kind of so that olive oil will kind of solidify and it'll stay kind of solid just like that.